Alrighty, folks. Hello and greetings. So we'll be getting ready to start in just a moment here. Both players looks like are getting ready to go. We're into the semifinals or part of the losers bracket here for the Kamiko 100% tournament between mdmason85 and RMF. Both these players are excellent, absolutely brilliant at this game. This is going to be a good, tight match between the two. Mason, after a long hiatus, has come back, all guns firing, and has been placing some pretty awesome PBs recently. RMF, likewise, has been shaking off some rust and is looking excellent. Looks like we are going to be having Uzume for round 1. I'm going to lock that into the tracker here. And provided both players are ready, we have a ready from Mason, a ready from RMF. Countdown is inbound. On go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Now, there's going to be a little bit of stream delay here, but that'll give me a few seconds to explain the game for those of you who are unfamiliar. Kamiko is an indie action-adventure game released in 2017, so this is its 5th year. You can find it on just about any platform under the sun. It's on Steam, it's on the Switch, it is on the PlayStation Store, I believe it's on Xbox. But both these players will be running it on the PC version. There are some glitches that we use which only appear on the PC version. And I'll be explaining those as we go along. So, there are 3 playable characters. The one that they are going to be playing is this middle character that you see on both screens selected. It is Uzume. Uzume is a shrine maiden who is given a magical, godly bow by this god here with antlers. Stunning, beautiful antlers. So they'll be racing through this game. There are 2 sort of initial key things to point out. One is the health bars up there, or health meter, which are the little red diamonds or pink diamonds, depending, I guess, on your monitor's color contrast. And below that, the blue bar with the number beside it, that is our SP counter. SP is gained by killing enemies. And there is also a combo system sort of tied to this whole thing. So what you'll be witnessing as you go along here is the players are going to be paying very close attention to their SP count, because Uzume, in particular, out of all 3 playable characters, has the slowest attack. So a couple things that you'll see in an Uzume run that you won't necessarily see in other ones is what's happening here with Mason on the left. Boom! Intentional death after touching this shrine. Shrines act as save points, so there we go. First death abuse of the game. And RMF following suit a few seconds later. So using the death abuse allows us to sort of speed a couple of sequences up, which are actually quite a bit easier. Oh, unfortunate key drop there from Mason. So what'll happen here as the players work through the levels is, 1, there are chests. The chests take 50 SP to open. These shrines, also known as Tori, they take 100 SP to activate. So, what'll happen here is sometimes when you open up a chest, you'll end up getting an item to carry. So you saw the key there. The players will soon after be... Mason is just about to collect it, but RMF is currently on his way with a blue orb in hand. Now, while you are carrying an object like the key or the orbs, Mason having to dance around some bad enemy movement RNG there. You cannot fire your weapon at all. If you touch the weapon button at all, you're going to end up dropping your carry item. So we had Mason unfortunately drop the key earlier, which is going to set him back a little bit. But it was pretty close to the chest, so he's not in too bad a shape. But RMF is having a very clean run so far. Okay, so there we go. 4 shrines activated for both players. They'll both be heading. Once the 4 shrines are activated, the boss portal opens up, and we're going to go to the forest boss here. One other thing about the 100% category is that we have to pick up every single health upgrade and every single SP upgrade, as well as 1 special item per level. In this particular case, it was a piece of sushi hiding in a stone pillar. Yum! Or not. I mean, I don't want to cast too many dispersions on people who like sushi that they find in ancient stone pillars, but, you know, not my favorite type of sushi. Okay, so this boss is quite fascinating. So as you'll notice, the boss is hopping around, and the players are going to be sort of trying to hit certain locations to minimize the number of hops that the boss will take. In doing so, at least in the first 2 phases, there's fairly significant time save of about a second for the first phase, and I don't know, maybe half a second or so for the second phase, provided you hit certain points very cleanly. However, it looks like both players not going for the fancy strats on this one, going for good old marathon safe strategies. And, oh, here we go. Oh, wall chicken. Ooh. Please tell me about wall chicken. I'm unfamiliar. Okay, so here we go. 3rd phase. And it looks like... okay, boom. And RMF has cleared the forest boss. Around the 51-second mark. And the outro to each level is just painfully long. Oh, Castlevania. Yes, Castlevania. Of course. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Quite so. Okay, so here we go. On to the Sunken Relics, which, in my humble opinion, is a toss-up for best theme in the entire game, right beside the 4th level, the Ruins of Yamatai Koku. Oh, okay. People having a look over at RMF's screen might have seen him sort of having a little bit of a dance around the button on the floor there. The collision detection for the buttons is sometimes a little bit goofy. And looks like it decided to waste a good 1.5 seconds on him. Ooh, sneaks right by a Dramos for Mason. Well done, Mason. Not too long ago, actually, one of the community members, Henny022, ended up getting very precise measurements for the hurtbox, or sorry, the hitbox hurtboxes on all the enemies. And so for the enemies, if you picture, oh geez, something that's maybe 1/3 of their body size in a circle around where their feet, but because the hitbox is located there, it allows us sometimes, if we're sort of really deciding to cut it close, you can edge past enemies. You feel like a total boss when it happens. Now both players are coming up to one of the first major bits of tech, which is called bridge skip. Now bridge skip happens because there is a glitch in the code for these cut sequences which are about to happen. Normally what would happen is you flip that lever over on the left on RMF screen, and a bridge will begin to appear over on the right, but you will be unable to access your character. But if you pause the game just as you flick the switch and then unpause at just the right moment, it allows us to continue moving even though the cut sequence is active. But well done, RMF's got it, and Mason's clear across the bridge as well. There we go. This is so tight. RMF's looking super clean though. Maybe has a 10-second lead on Mason. Here we go. Whoop. Both of them have really clean movement. This is quite nice to see. Okay, so this is one of the first really long key carries in the game. And RMF ends up having to take it through 2 separate portals, dodge a bunch of enemies, and there we go. Pops it in the door, not a problem. Looks like he was trying to hug. If sometimes what we can do is we can manipulate the spawn locations, and if you're close enough to the edges of the spawn triggers, or like the area on the map where it triggers. You see Mason over here on the left did it. So if you hug the side really closely, you can actually avoid spawning the enemies in at all. Okay, so it looks like both players have gotten that, and you know, we don't have just one type of wall chicken here. What you just saw both players pick up was a hamburger hidden in a stone pillar. How long it's been there? Nobody knows. But apparently the gods love to place food items inside of stone pillars. Hopefully it's just a little collectible tchotchke. Hard to save the world against a bunch of demons when, you know, your stomach's about to explode. Oop. And I missed explaining something. Okay, so everybody might have noticed that RMF just killed the boss there very, very quickly. So because Uzume fires 1 arrow, then 2 arrows, then 3 arrows... Oh, did Mason get it as well? Mason got it as well. Okay, so this is actually very cool. So what happens is that on some bosses, not all of them for whatever reason, it's possible to cause sort of a damage overflow on the orb. And this all has to do with the fact that her arrows shoot out simultaneously. So it allows her to do something which is a frame-perfect trick, except it's fairly trivial because the game's doing the frame-perfect trick for us. So what would happen is that the players just slough off the first arrow. You fire it at something that can't be hurt. And as long as the second volley and the third volley both hit the boss orb, the damage from the remaining 3 arrows overflows into the... the last 2 arrows overflows the whatever damage counter and ends up killing the other 2 boss orbs for the other 2 cycles before he even has a chance to spawn in. So, there you go. A little thing. Yeah, it's a very fun quick kill. So that comes up on the second level, and we're going to see it again, hopefully, with the final boss as well. Ooh, Mason looking to preserve his combo counter, but ends up running into some bad enemy RNG again. Okay. So this level also, the Scorching Labyrinth, introduces a neat little twist in the form of kill rooms. So these kill rooms end up spawning a bunch of enemies, and they lock the gate behind you, and the only way to open up the gate is to kill all the enemies. So there's 2 interesting tricks that happen with this. One, we can again use the pause glitch that we use for the bridge skip when those doors are opening and closing, and that'll save us like a little bit of time. So it adds up over the game because it occurs here in this level. It also occurs in the final level. Oh, okay. Haven't been paying attention to see. You might have actually seen RMF pick up what Mason just did. Boom! It's a crow with an apple on its head. So there we go. Also, hiding in a stone pillar. Apple, maybe still edible. We don't know. So we're going to see, even though you can pull it off in this level, a trick which sort of advances the excuse me, sorry, just recovering from my son's daycare cold here. So aside from, sorry, just keeping an eye on the game here. Aside from just using the pause glitch, what can also happen is the players will... Ooh, some unfortunate luck with the orb carry from Mason here. The players can also end up glitching out the room so that the doors lock open. RMF here is actually on the right-hand side of your screen. Is going to be setting up for the second bridge skip of the game. So this time has to clear out a bunch of enemies and a couple of blocks. There's the lever. The audio is set for Mason's screen at the moment, so normally I could tell on an audio cue whether or not the pause-unpause part of it actually works properly, but he's still running. There we go. At this point in the game, also you can tell RMF, lots of health. The nice advantage with playing 100% is, especially with Uzume, is you can face check a whole lot more enemies than you would be able to otherwise. Okay, here we go. Labyrinth boss time. So there's 3 phases. There's going to be one of these diamonds, then it's going to spawn a second one for the second phase, and then 3 for the third. They're going to drop these little trash mobs out as bottom. And it's just a matter of sort of cleaning them up and then killing the orbs as they pop out. Okay, Mason's got all the health and all the SP for the level. Ooh, RMF having a little bit of problem with the trash mob cleanup there. Okay, good clean phase 2. Nice little bit of a finesse move there from Mason, sneaking through the enemy's center line before it closes back up again. Okay. Oh! There we go. Phase 3 complete for RMF. Just under the 15-minute mark. And Mason will be coming along very shortly here. Ooh, Mason's having some bad luck with the enemy trash mobs just sort of homing right in on him and then breaking up the charge cycle. So it looks at this point in the game, RMF has a little bit under a 25-second lead on Mason. These games are really, really tight. A lot of the time, especially for Uzume, we see runs consistently in the 23-minute range, sometimes 22, 21. Actually, it was 21? Does 21 happen? I'll have to check that. Some of you might also notice that we both players have an in-game timer up, but we do go with RT in this game. In-game timers are just kind of handy for your own, when you're speedrunning the game, just sort of as a very rough marker for your own pace. But the reason why we don't use it for official scores is because the IGT can be affected by things like death abuses, and it also pauses under some other circumstances, like you'll notice here, pauses for the gates and for teleporters and whatnot. So just about any time you activate something on the map, the IGT pauses. So not terribly accurate. It's possible to really inflate your PB scores by death abuse otherwise. So okay, here we go. Nice clean key carry from RMF. That one's hair raising. So we've got 1 orb carry and 1 key carry down for RMF, and he'll be looking hopefully to have a good clean second orb carry. Oop, Mason's sneaking right around. Good clean key carry. So there we go. That one can be quite heartbreaking. if you drop the key. It's a big time loss if you have to run back in the middle of it. I had one of those happen earlier on in the tournament. Woof. You can just feel your heart sink into your chest as that happens. Okay, so here we go. We're hopefully going to see gate glitch here. Boom. Okay, so right there we go. We have a kill room, and what RMF just did was kill the last enemy in the room while standing outside of the spawn box and walking into the spawn box as the enemy dies. What this does is it respawns all the enemies in the room, but the gate glitches back open again. So provided RMF avoids killing all the enemies in the room again, he's free to basically transit through that gate or through that room as many times as he wants. So he's running a little bit low on health here. Looks like he's going to grab some safety health. Ooh. Grab some safety health, which unfortunately becomes not safety health. Oh, going to be going for some more safety health, I think. Yeah, there we go. Got to preserve that lead. Okay. Mason, hot on his heels, activates that next gate. So 2 down. Okay, dodges some bullets. Ooh, lots of spawn happening there for RMF, and his orb carry is successful. Well done, RMF. Okay, now, things that are left to happen that we might see here. We might see, well, we have a bridge, except in this case, it's not a bridge that expands, but there's this sort of large clumpy gate mechanism, which we're going to, again, use the bridge skip with. And then there's one more kill room. So we're possible. Oh, no. Bad luck for Mason. Cutting it really close. Looking like Mason was trying to save a little bit of time there. And ended up getting a little bit too close to an enemy. Alright, RMF has got the bridge skip out of the way. It looks like he's just going to clear the room here. And not even bother with trying to do the kill room glitch there. Just decides to use the pause skip in order to open up the doors fast again. Activates these vending machines. And yes, you can activate vending machines by shooting them in this game. Going to prove that, you know, the most successful way to deal with vending machines is to assault them. Mason's taking what is the original critical path for delivering this orb. Oop. Oh, no. Ends up with a bad spot of luck there, again, with the orb carry. It's one of these things, I suppose, just with speaking from my own tournament experience and stuff like that, it's just the orb carries can be so heartbreaking. But there we go. We got another orb in place. And Mason will be moving on to take care of those last 2 gates as RMF gets his last SP upgrade, last health upgrade, and is on his way to confront final boss, part 1. What's it ever in doubt? Infernal machinery. Sorry, I know that was supposed to be an exclamation, but, you know. I feel sometimes the word infernal deserves to be said with, like, you know, a little bit of infernal kind of basado. For this final boss, we have these pink discs which shoot out from the boss. RMF is sort of standing here, I mean, except for having some really rotten luck with the enemy spawns. In this particular level, at the junction between any one of those four tiles, there's sort of a safe space where those little spiky bits can't hurt you. And RMF was taking advantage of that spot in order to take care of the enemies. Okay, there we go. Pause skip from Mason. Picks up the figurine of Skipmore, the developer. One more gate down. Mason's on his way. just as RMF enters into final boss, phase 2. So in order to pop that crystalline thing there on the front, RMF ends up having to use a special weapon. RMF, it looks like, is going for a 3 skip here. He's trying to get... gets it. Okay, so it looks like he shot one enemy and then got the other 2 volleys into the boss orb, which I think allowed him to skip 2 phases. So this is... Ooh. I think Mason here is all right. Fair enough. I think Mason is going to concede here, just as we have a boss orb, 2 boss orb skips from RMF. Gets the golden Tori, and there we go, Tori. Well done. Okay, so Mason, by the way, I believe you still have your timer going there. Okay, so it looks like for the second round, we are going to be having a different character. We are going to be having the character Hinome. RMF takes that. Oh, Hinome. Beautiful. Okay, both players are zeroed up. We are ready to go. So I'm going to begin the countdown. Okay. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Now, Hinome, my personal favorite character, is a very fascinating one. So Hinome is given by the gods a really snazzy shield and a dagger. So this allows her 2 different modes of attacking. The shield does the largest amount of damage in the game. Not only that, but it also acts as a boomerang. So it's possible, for instance, to throw the shield out and then move your character to a different location, and the shield will track back to you, killing just about everything in its path. So this has a couple of important implications for the game. Most of which, by and large, is relates to SP routing. So the trick is that because both Uzume and Hinome have fairly slow attacks in comparison, you have to be really careful, picky and choosy about how you decide to attack and when to attack. So both players, you're going to see really pick and choose, and also when they do throw out the shield, it's probably going to be to get more than one enemy in a particular round. So it looks like RMF, for instance, you see, let's see here, might throw it down or something like that. Oh, over to the side, good. There's actually, orb drop from RMF, and face plants right into an enemy. He's going to be going right back to the Tori here. So it's going to be probably a 10 to 15 second time loss right there. But it looks like he's going to sort of pick up and go right away. Doesn't even bother killing out the bees. Just going to take a nice long stroll around them. And there we go, just as Mason gets to the secretary. Okay. Avoiding all confrontation is just going to go right for the thing as Mason cleans up the enemies in that area. So one thing that's also fun to do, because that shield has such a long flight time, and you can get it to kill some enemies while you're doing other things. What you saw Mason do there was pop open the chest, take the shield, and then pop open the chest, and then have the shield kill a couple of enemies on its way back, which refills Mason's SP meter after he has already opened up the chest. So it's possible to go from max SP, spending 50 to 100, to going right back up to maximum again pretty quickly. So here we go. RMF making up the time. Mason has the first SP upgrade in hand. And what RMF is going to be looking to do is get 70. Oh, he is going to be a little bit shy. I think the death probably caught RMF a little bit off guard, and he's probably thinking, oh, crikey, I got to get some extra SP now. He looks to need to get one more. There we go. He's got 50, and he'll be on to the orb. So depending on what happens in this match, what we might end up seeing is the third character come into play later on in the match. So Uzume is a character I think that both RMF and Mason are familiar with. Hinome Mason by far has the most experience with. So you might see some of that sort of mild discomfort sort of showing its way into RMF's playstyle here. However, if loser, I believe, of each round gets to pick the next character. If that happens, RMF might end up picking Yamato, the third character, who he has the most experience with. So it's gonna be an exciting set of matches. So again, here we have, I guess, both players playing it fairly safe and conservative. But it looks like RMF made up a lot of time on the fly through there. I didn't actually check to see if, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I wasn't looking for the sushi acquisition here, but RMF looks like made up all that time in spades. Has to be careful, though. Doesn't want to take too much careless damage. Okay, RMF looks to be using some of the strats. So phase 2 there, and manages to pull it off. So depending where you place yourself, you can actually force the boss to sort of hop in very specific places. Like I said earlier, saves a little bit of time. And right now, I'm sure RMF is feeling every second is going to count. Now, 1, 2, boom. So Mason has wrapped up the forest boss. RMF is there. I'll try to time this out for you. Maybe 30 seconds behind. There we go. Yeah. There's also a mild disparity between the timers there on screen, so gonna have to account for that. But yeah, RMF having a nice, clean walkthrough to that first shrine. There we go. Oh, pops it open. Hopefully the button doesn't get all sticky on him. Nope. Button decides to actually press the first time. Ends up finessing a boss spawn, or not boss spawn, enemy spawn area there. Hops through a teleporter. Okay. This is I suppose one thing, if just in case anybody's curious, For whatever reason, the trick that allows us to flip switches and activate and perform the bridge skip doesn't work on that particular animation. Not entirely clear why. Oop, okay. Ooh, Mason clearing out the rest of the mobs there in that area. Ooh, and also does a very wise thing and waits for that bubble to pop before trying to trigger the bridge skip. Gets across and is running through. Now, oh, interesting little thing. Might prove to be a little bit irritating for Mason on the way back there. Is normally what happens is we try to avoid killing the last enemy of any one of these particular spawn clusters. Because they end up respawning. And if they end up respawning, then you can end up face-checking one, and if you're low on health, well, you've just wrecked your day. The other thing, too, is then you just spend more time dodging around, so sometimes it's best just to clear as many as you need, but not all of them. Oh, there we go. See, he's going to have to sort of stop to dance around them there before continuing on to get the key. But well done, Mason. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Away they go. All right, we have one ancient hamburger eaten for Mason. Looks like RMF is going to try to get that on the way back and also refill his health on the way. Carefully dodges around. Boom! Okay, good. Cutting a little bit close there. But RMF is now in possession of all the upgrades for the level short of the boss area. So, Hinome, like Uzume, is capable of pulling off a boss skip. Isn't able to do the one round skip here like Uzume. However, it is possible to skip a phase on this boss. However, because her projectiles do not fire at the same time, it is a frame perfect trick if somebody wants to try it. It doesn't always work out. Oh no. And it actually looks like Mason accidentally did the trick, except he did it on the final phase of the boss. So this is a very interesting turn of events. Under normal circumstances, that would have been an amazing, fist pump moment. But it is possible if you're on the final boss phase and you pull off a skip, it actually ends up soft locking the game and forces you to restart. So I'm going to have to check back with Mason at the end of this to see if that's actually what happened there. But as it stands right now, it looks like RMF is now in the lead. Okay, there we go. Good clean kill room from RMF. But Mason, hot on his heels. Both of these players going to be going for broke at the moment. Okay. RMF misses a pause skip there for the kill room glitch. A very clean movement from Mason. Okay, so key carry complete for RMF. So one thing I'll just be keeping a close eye for this time is whether or not RMF decides to pick up the crow with the apple on its head. There we go. It's really easy sometimes with the way that we do the routing for this particular level to forget that upgrade. And when you do, whew. Not a fun feeling. Okay. Mason's got the crow. And he's really close behind. Mason's just motoring there. Nice movement there. Lots of solid juking around the enemies. One of the things that worries us the most. Oh, Mason ends up getting taken out there by one of the shots from these characters with bullets. Enemy movement RNG in Kamiko can just be heartbreaking. All the best things in the world, all the best movement in the world, and especially if you're doing an orb or a key carry. Okay, so both players have all the upgrades now. Mason's setting up for the bridge skip. Actually, sorry, health upgrades still to come for Mason. Let's check to see. Yep, clean across the bridge. Well done. We've actually had really good luck and really good movement from the players on bridge skips today. So one interesting thing too, I think people are gonna see here is that there's not a lot of. I guess there's different theories around certain routing and positioning, especially for bosses and whatnot. But I don't think there's like. At least in a lot of cases, they're not a single best way to do it. But you're going to see some stylistic differences here between RMF and Mason in regards to how they handle their positioning here for this boss. Okay, good, clean 3 phases, 3 up, 3 down for RMF. Let's see here. Time 8:05 on the IGT. Is going to be punching the button at 15:22. So Mason now on to phase 3. Okay, that's good job clearing. So one thing that we have to do in this level is clear out those bushes, and that's because one of the things that's going to happen here is the key carry. So many a run has been lost to somebody getting a little bit antsy, forgetting to clear the bushes, carry the key, only to find that you've been blocked by shrubbery. Okay, 16:06 for Mason. So it looks like we have about a 40-second gap at the moment. Okay, RMF has deposited the orb, is going to flick the switch so that the key carry can happen now. Mason going for a little bit of safety health there, as RMF wiggles his way with the key. Good luck actually on the timing of the spikes there. And oh! All the way to the door. Good stuff. Had a bit of a hairy moment there with the those little angel characters with the green bandanas. Just in case anybody's curious. The little characters with 2 legs, the little blobs with 2 legs and a bandana, those are angels. And we also have these little orbs with bat wings. Those are known as Dramos. Okay, Mason on key carry. Ooh, manages to sneak around an enemy. Good reflexes from Mason. The spawns for that particular section too, brutal. Spawn location can be manipulated a little bit, but it feels like more of an art than a science, I'd say. Okay, looks like RMF is going to try setting up for. Oh, doesn't get the. Oh, interesting. Did it glitch? It looks like it glitched, but it didn't do the usual glitch animation there. So we'll have to see when RMF comes back. Ooh, okay. Mason getting a little bit eager. Managed to smash all the enemies, but that's okay. It does a pause, skip, carries on. I think RMF did exactly the same thing, so all things at the moment are kind of equal. Okay, good. Does a good job of clearing out the enemies before going for the carry here. RMF setting up. Here's the orb. And away we go. There we go. Orb. I love the music in this level. It's so good. If anybody's curious, actually, Fly High Works has a YouTube channel. YouTube Music. I believe they also have a Spotify Spotify account too. So if you really like what you're hearing in terms of the music for the game, you can find the soundtracks there. I believe also in Japan they also sold a physical copy of the soundtrack, but I've had no luck hunting that down myself. Okay, RMF. Maybe it was a little bit high on the SP for it, but decided to try a technique which activates all those vending machines and allows him to do a pause skip. Ooh. Okay, just gonna do. There we go. Yeah, just do a regular gate skip. Gets the doll of Skipmore. Oh, interesting. 1, 2, 3. All right. Mason, close behind. Pulls off the same little trick. Good stuff. Really clean for Mason. He's been practicing that one. Thanks, Hanks. Oh, Mason pulls off the gate skip there. Or the gate glitch, sorry. Just as RMF heads on in to the final boss, part 1. Looks like he got caught a little bit goofing off, throwing the shield there between timings. It's actually kind of fun, provided... Oh, and there we go, taking advantage of that little safe space between all of the damage points, and with Hinome, it's possible actually to just hang out here the entire time. So provided you have your timings right on your attacks, you can stand there, shoot it out, break a few discs. Good times. But otherwise, the timings of the disc, you can set your watch by in this game. So provided you're killing them just as they spawn, it's just a matter of counting out the cycles. There we go. So one thing that it looks like Mason's doing here is Mason is clearing out his SP, and that's because when you pull off the special with Hinome, you end up you can end up with a big SP surplus, and the more SP that Hinome has, the longer that the shield takes to do its little spiral. So there we go. So as you just saw with RMF, is that that spiral took a good long time to complete. So he won't be really killing any extra Dramos during this second phase. Just want to hang back, let it happen. There we go. Nice short cycle there for Mason. So that's actually going to earn him back a few seconds for sure. We're coming down to the wire on it. There we go. Hinome, sparkling, just positively glowing. Not a vampire, just a shrine maiden. Just we're clear. No twinkling. Okay, there we go. 51 SP. Oh, RMF just killing Dramos for fun. So this is the fourth and final phase of the final boss. Clompy hands. Clomp. And there we go. Pop an orb. And away we go. Mash a little bit of text. Just a second or two away from activating a Tori, and away we go. All right, GG's RMF at 2418. Yes, this tournament is best of 5, or this phase of the tournament is best of 5. So we've got at least one more round to go. Looks like Mason, after he wraps up, will be letting us know what his character pick is for the next round. Well done, players. Gamers, gamers, gamers. Okay, and it looks like we will be doing one more Hinome again. Mason is looking for redemption. Hopefully with the boss skip in the right phase this time, right? Okay, so they are all set. It looks like I'm just waiting for the ready from the players. I have one ready. So let's see here. Time fill. Let's fill some time. So, a couple things. For those of you who are maybe joining us a little bit late, Kamiko is a wonderful little action-adventure game, which is made by Skipmore and Kankakuchi. They This is, I suppose, if you actually take a look at Hinome, you'll notice Hinome looks an awful lot like the character from the Faerun series. So Skipmore's got this thing. He also has a new game out called Transit Ruby. Okay, we've got the second player ready. We are good to go, folks. I will be giving them the countdown. Oh, Santo, this game is wonderful. 1 second here. 5. Oh, hold on a second. Countdown. Beginning. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go! And they are off with Hinome again. Yeah, so this game is available on just about any platform you could possibly want it on. It's available. It first came out on the Switch, later made an appearance on Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation. So if you want to, you can find it there. If you want to join us in the speedrunning community, our door is open. I'll try to get a link to the Discord out in the chat shortly. But the game is available on Steam. If you're in the US, I think it's $5 on a regular day. If you're hitting it during some sort of Black Friday or Christmas sale, you can probably find it even cheaper than that. Well worth the money. Casual playthrough will take you maybe, I don't know, about an hour if you're really trying to sort of get every single item out of the game. And that's like an hour per character, maybe. The 3 playable characters are all very different in the way that they interact with the world, in terms of their weaponry and whatnot. They all feel very different. It's all around really fun experience. There's sort of like a play style for everybody in here. If you're looking for a new speedrun to pick up, speedruns of the game at sort of higher levels of play fall in the 25 and sub 25 kind of range. So if you're looking for something like I was back when I picked this up, it was like, oh hey, cool, fun indie little game, and you know, you don't have to be staring at the screen for too long. So it's a good time though. Do recommend, if you're going to speedrun it, you pick it up on Steam. There's a couple of glitches which you can't pull off on the consoles, particularly on the Switch. So that the boss skip that you see us doing with Uzume earlier on, and the one that unfortunately tanked Mason's run on that second phase, is not possible on the Switch version. I don't believe, actually, I don't know if I wonder if anybody's actually tested it on the PlayStation version or the Xbox version. I don't know. You could be that person. For sub $5, you hold back on a couple of Starbucks coffees and you're probably already there. So, looks like Mason had another sort of hiccup there with the orb again, the original orb carry there. So, he's got more SP. Oh, maybe it was just SP routing differences. But it looks like RMF, not repeating the mistake of last time, comes in to get the SP chest with a good, healthy amount of SP, so no fiddling around having to kill extra enemies. But it is neck and neck. Oop, ooh! Very tricky there with the enemy movement. But just seconds separating the 2 players at the moment. There we go. When you want sushi and you don't care how old it is, Pillar Sushi. Pillar Sushi has not held responsibility for intestinal parasites, nor the effects of a god inhabiting your body. And yes, let's give a big shout out to Wall Chicken, progenitor of the Pillar Sushi. So let's see here. I know RMF really likes to play it safe during this boss, but it looks like he's been practicing the phase 2 movement. So we're gonna see here, but I know phase 1 I think Mason's comfortable with, and phase 2 RMF is a little bit more comfortable with. So we're gonna see. Yeah, there we go. 1, 2. Okay, so Mason's got a good clean phase 1. That's pretty much optimal for movement. So Mason's gonna gain back the time there. Oh yeah, see, Mason's just clawing back that clock. Okay, so there we go. RMF might be a little bit out of place on this phase 2 one. Yeah, gets a 2-2-3 on that one instead of a 2-2-2. So a little bit out of place, but here we go. Still a little bit faster than the strat that Mason was using there. So it looks like RMF still with the very slightest of leads. Pow, 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 pow. A business idea. Hole-in-the-wall style restaurant. Menu items like wall chicken, pillar sushi. Needs a clever name. Should be something better than hole-in-the-wall chicken. I don't know. I gotta say, you know, I think a lot of people are familiar with the vernacular of like a hole-in-the-wall restaurant. You might be onto something there. Okay, there we go. Orb carry in process for both characters. Or both players, I should say. But hey, they're both characters too. Lovely folks. Bling! Oh, you can't imagine how much time the community has sunk trying to figure out whether or not the pause skip works for that orb. Okay, so it looks like RMF is actually doing a little bit of extra enemy clearing that would otherwise generally not be done. I think it's just wants to be super careful with SP routing here. So might actually be killing off some of his lead in the process. But no, actually they're both around the same mark. Okay, there we go. Bridge skip in process, and RMF is clear across the bridge. Does a bit of a do-si-do with a pillar in order to get across. Mason across the bridge. Misses the bridge skip though, so ends up having to wait for the animation. I think I'm going to shut up for a few minutes and let you enjoy the jams. Okay, there we go. Pillar burger. Like the ultimate fusion between Cold Stone ice cream and hamburgers. Do you like smash burgers? You haven't lived until you've tried a burger smashed by a stone pillar. Pillar burgers. Okay, so here we go. the boss skip of doom coming up here. We'll see how luck goes. Actually, it's quite incredible. The just talking about the boss skip and the fact that Mason did in fact just have that 1 in 60 chance of having that happen. Absolutely wild. It's tournament luck of some sort. I'm not sure if it's the tournament luck that Mason would have wanted, but oh, RMF doing a little bit of a frustrated do-si-do there. But RMF just about to click on to the Scorching Labyrinth. Let me see if I can dig up our Discord here. Still anybody's game at this point. We're just one bad orb carry or key carry away from a complete reversal. Both players also tracking about the same for SP. Oh, RMF! Whoa! Wow, okay. If it was my thumbs on the controller there, I would have been clenching pretty hard. Okay, Mason opting for a charge shot there in order to clear the room. So one thing I don't know if I actually finished saying earlier, I think I got distracted. But because there is so much variety in movement, particularly with Hinome, it's a lot like jazz. There's a lot of personal expression to be had, and the jury is still out on which techniques are still the fastest. So, if you like optimizing things, let me tell you, have we got the game for you? Lots of fun stuff to do. There's also a neat little thing. We haven't seen a whole ton of it. Oh, you might have just seen for a second there. Pay attention to RMF for certain there, because whenever he travels diagonal for any stretch of time, or for any longer stretch of time, you can see that RMF ends up traveling faster. There's an interesting little glitch in the code of the game, and this is across all the versions. But for whatever reason, if you're using digital input and you're traveling, oh, yep, Mason's got it happen in there too. When traveling along the diagonals with digital input, the speed increase is like 1.25 or 1.5 times normal running speed. So lots of interesting little optimizations there too. RMF not messing around at all with those mobs. Clears them all out. Thank you very much. Good clean orb carry. And Mason, woo! Dodges around, still just seconds behind. Okay. Now, it looks like RMF might actually even gain a little bit of an extra second here, provided bridge skip happens properly. Yeah. So you'll notice stylistically here too, Mason likes to clear out all the bricks, And that's a decent precautionary move, I think, on in a marathon kind of setting. But RMF opted to break just the ones over on the right-hand side there, just to sort of save on the amount of time. Because I think Mason had like 1 or 2 extra attacks there in order to clear out the bricks that RMF didn't end up having to do. You know, you're really getting into the weeds with a speed run when you're talking about like the number of attacks. Oh, wonderful! Thank you for sharing the. Okay, so the Discord is in fact in chat there. Thank you, Half Beastie, for checking that out. So phase 1 for Mason, phase 2 here for RMF. Oop. Gets his shield placement a little bit out of whack there. Well, that's one of my favorite tricks. I love doing that. I feel like a total boss when it happens right. Okay. Nope. Not quite as clean as phase 1. RMF looking to be, it looks like he's trying out something new. Oh, there we go. Return to form. So you see Mason here is opting in order to do charge shots in order to clear that out, but because of the amount of enemies that you're killing and the amount of SP that you gather, that shield spiral pattern is going to be long every single time. So it's a safe way to do it. It's a very consistent way to do it. But some of us have been sort of playing around with sort of alternate ways in order to sort of engage with that boss. Okay, good. All right. Good amount of lawn maintenance there from RMF. Looks like it might be shooting down the shield there to take care of those. Yep, good. Cleans out all the enemies except for one from that area. So he's going to have a nice, easy orb carry through that area. Mason, again, really close. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Oh, whew. A couple different spots there where RMF might have lost it, but still got it. Same with Mason. Just hugging those enemies. And they are now 5, 6, maybe 6 seconds apart. So you can see the experience with that Mason has there with Hinome, just sort of evidenced in the way that he uses the shield there. Mason just sort of has a slightly better read on the distance that the shield will travel and what he can get away with as far as distances and angles and whatnot. And Mason already has the shrine, so there we go, folks. Just a good, clean gate glitch, and Mason's got it. Okay, so here we go. Ooh. Mason onto the orb carry. Ended up with some trouble, though. Oh, ends up having to go back and grab the orb, so we have another reversal. Woo! Everybody, remember, let's take a deep breath together. All right, there we go. Okay, so Mason is in slightly better shape here health-wise. Looks like RMF, normally very cautious around health, is just going for it. Not wanting to slow down at us, like, and lose this. Oh, down to one health. RMF is, like, moments away from destruction. Looks like he'll be picking up that health if he can. Sneak by. Oh, jeez. So there's a... Oh, he's got 2 health. Looks like he's probably going to be collecting... Oh, no, not going for it. Wowee. Okay. Gate glitch in hand. All right. Manages to avoid disaster. Picks up the Skipmore statue. Final shrine. Mason pulls off a really clean, I don't even know if we've named this trick yet. Skipping glitch? We'll see. But, yeah, gets to the chamber. Oh, does not get the boss chamber. Actually ends up accidentally respawning it. Looks like he's going to try to go for the gate room. Oh, gets it. Good. Gets the statue of Skipmore. And so that should save him a second or so on the way back. So a lot of what's going to happen now is going to boil down to whether or not Mason or whether or not RMF remembers to do a little bit of better SP management during this phase, and also how friendly these angels are. So these little blobby characters with the bandanas on their faces. There's a chance that when they spawn in, they're just going to be jerks. Oh, there we go. We have a nice friendly disc 1 there from phase 2. Oh, RNG, not friendly. A little bit of a timing component there. There we go. RMF cleans it out. Oh, this is so close. Mason opting for the to use that's actually a very good sort of strategy, clearing out a bit of space, using up that additional SP. Mason's going to rely on farming these and get up to 50 SP again. And I think from this point on, Mason's going to run it fairly clean, and that is going to save him. So we can sort of count it out here with the amount of time that it takes in order to complete the shield shield cycle. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. One, two. Ah, yeah. Saves a good, like, probably 2 seconds there for Mason. Still behind in the count, though. So one interesting thing, and we haven't seen it. At least I don't think we've seen it in the tournament at all so far. But if for whatever reason a player does die during this boss fight, you actually end up getting reset, and you have to do phase 1 boss all over again. Oh, here comes the clompy hands. Clompy clomp. Nice short shield cycle there to pop the last crystal. A little bit of mashing. And unless RMF's controller disconnects at the 0 hour here, RMF takes it in 3. 3 up, 3 down. That was a heck of a run. So GG's, and I believe I probably have stream delay here, so Mason's already probably across the finish line here too. Let me close this off for a moment, and I'll see if I can get both of the players in here for a post-game interview. Just one moment here, folks. One second here. Apologies, folks. Okay. So it looks like well, we'll see what happens here. Just sort of click done. And we'll see who decides to pop in. We'll give it a few seconds. So anyway, just a big shout out to both racers. I think we had some sort of unfortunate sort of technical things happening here in the background. But yeah, very tight race. Very tight race happening on both cases here. So I'm hoping what we'll do is we'll see everybody again. So after this, so with the loser finals, I believe there's also a drop final. I might end up getting corrected here. Oh, looks like RMF is popping into the on-stream thing here. Hey, RMF, congrats, GG's.
Thank you. What's going on, Pint?
Oh, just enjoying the game. A very tight race. I guess just sort of catching up on the race channel chat here. Thank you very much for the appreciating the commentary. Yeah, it looks like there was some sort of technical issues happening during the race and whatnot, but it was so nail bitingly close for for all. within seconds of each other. So there was a couple of sort of couple back and forth moments there, and the the I guess I called it out at the time. The boss phase skip gone wrong on relics for Mason was just absolutely heartbreaking.
What so it's relics and it was
Sorry, relics. Yes.
doing the no, you said relics. I'm just trying to think of what that is. Was that you used the special to hit the orb early?
No. So what happens is and this is something that we try to do for phase 1 or phase 2 with Hinome, but the timing, it's literally frame perfect. It's 1/60th of a second. So it looks like what Mason did was on the final boss phase, threw out his shield, and then I guess he had a pause during, or like paused just long enough that it was literally 1 second. And when the dagger connected with the orb, the shield connected at the same time, and we ended up with he ended up having to reload.
I see. That is horrible. I didn't actually know that. I wasn't really watching game 2 because I was not confident in winning Hinome.
Mm.
But I did, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to say it. I had my phone open and I have the stream open, no audio or anything, but I just look over at one point because I'm like, yeah, we'll do Hinome, we'll get it over with, and then we will continue with the set. And I look over and I'm ahead of him, and I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
maybe we can take the Hinome game.
And that's just this. Like Mason had a couple of unfortunate orb drops and some just really vicious enemy RNG, like movement RNG and spawn RNG, during some orb carries. So I mean, managed to sneak around them most of the time, but there was just a couple of cases where there's some moments. I think people who are maybe new to the game here, they won't know, but you can end up dancing with a group of enemies for 2, 3, 4 seconds.
It adds up.
So it's so frustrating. And once that frustration effect kicks in,
yeah,
no good. So
absolutely.
but he like, honestly, like on that final set there, Mason looked like he was clawing back. Like there was a couple things where it looks like he got hit with a series of bad luck moments like that, but every single time was right on your heels.
I think game 3 for certain. I was like, okay, I won game 2, but game 3, this will be his Hinome game, and I don't know. We're playing, and this time I am paying more attention. But I look over and I'm like, we're neck and neck. We're even on this. We can do this, and so I don't know.
So fair enough. And I got a chance too. It was interesting. I guess got a chance to talk some of the sort of stylistic differences with Hinome play too during the match. So it was very interesting to watch the matchup, especially, for instance, we were I guess in the Discord, the community Discord earlier on, just sort of talking about the virtues of phase 2 and phase 3 strats for Hinome. So it was very fun to actually see Mason do one and do the other, and actually sort of have a side-by-side comparison of them, almost like neck and neck in real time. So
For sorry about that, the Labyrinth boss.
Yeah, Labyrinth boss.
Okay, yeah.
So there was little things like that, and then also Mason was putting on a master class in how to pull off some of those things. Like I don't think we've landed on a name or like a short name for it, but like the little skip and glitch that happens with the gate in the north part of the ruins of Yamatai-koku, where you pop all the enemies plus get the vending machines and whatnot. But there was a couple moments where like Mason was literally putting on a clinic It was awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
that's such a hard skip to do. And did he do that both times?
I'd have to go back and watch.
I,
I haven't mastered the fine commentary art of having one eye on each screen yet, so unfortunately, I caught it the second time, and it was really good. It was really cool.
yeah.
So
I was just asking because it was like I feel like he would, because that's his baby. If we don't name it something like I feel like Mason Skip might not be what he wants, but something in that vein, like he should name it, because
yeah,
it's his, and it's really good.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, just a quick shout out. There's a GG's from Cicada in the chat. Also, big shout out to Cicada. Oh, had too much. Oh, so Mason just typed in chat. Had too much SP for it in game two.
I
So
see.
yeah. It's very picky. SP routing is such an integral part of the game. And it's funny, right? You're plus or negative just a little bit. I was just commenting to RMF. I see that in Kinome Part Two, you also didn't get stung by not having enough SP going up that little alley in forest.
Which part? It was in
Oh,
Forest?
yeah, the first Hinome round, you got caught short some SP, had to run back, kill some enemies, then run back and pick up the orb and whatnot. So that's just,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything on game two just felt scary, because I was like, I mean, not scary so much because I'd kind of already resigned myself at the start of the game, uh, and then I died pretty immediately. I was like, oh, okay, now I for sure am losing this game. It's Hinome. I died, and then like SP routing and stuff. I don't know, but
Fair
um,
enough.
the entire time afterwards, when I was thinking, or not thinking, when we were playing game two, and I had noticed that I was ahead. The only thing that I was thinking, other than like, oh, we can do this, was this should not be happening,
Mm.
because he I don't know. I think Hinome, and I think a couple of different people, but he's like at the top of the list. So it is unfortunate, like especially the computer thing. I don't know if you were able to touch on that once he had said it in the race chat, but his computer freaked out or something while he was doing the what is it? Which part was that? I'm so sorry. It was during like a cutscene skip or something, and his computer freaked out, and then he lost the bridge skip.
Oh, okay. That would have been Hinome 2. Yeah.
Yeah, game
Um,
three.
but yeah, game three. So yeah, that was. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that, Mason.
Yeah, no,
um,
it's really unfortunate. That's
so
game two and three. I was like, this should not be happening.
yeah. Um, Anywho, yeah, it's I don't know where to go with that from there. I'm just not classy enough.
Yeah,
But anyway, no, sorry. So my heart goes out to you, Mason. Like, but you did amazing things. Just like I said, clawing back at every single opportunity.
always
Um,
does.
there was some absolutely brilliant play on demo there. So um, give yourself a pat on the back. Maybe give your computer a little bit of a boot. The soft boot and the hard boot.
Yeah, computers and hardware can.
If you want, I can stare at your computer sternly and chastise it for you.
I
But
I don't know if I don't know how we're gonna set up Cicada and I, because it was hard enough the first time for winners finals. I have no idea how we're
fair
gonna
enough.
get another one set up.
Okay, well, we're gonna make it happen, right, Cicada? So, um, anywho, great game, excellent play. Again, Mason, really sorry you had those technical issues with your computer. But I'm looking forward to you coming back and thrashing us all again in the next tournament we have. So, I just wanted to sort of throw again, GGs to you, RMF. You played supremely clean. Like, it was, you know, I know that in some cases, I know you play it like extra safe for the marathon, or but like it was still like amazingly clean running. I mean, so I don't think don't discount yourself in the matter. Also, just sort of want to say too, again, I'm just going to pop in. If for any of you who are interested in joining us, our Discord is there in the chat. Please feel free to join us. We're a friendly bunch, but we've got members in Europe. We've got like North America. We've got some players in Japan. And we're still learning new things every single day. Like I said, the debate's still out on a lot of routing. So if you feel like picking up the game, come by, say hi. We got resources. And we got also a really supportive community too. There's people who are always on the lookout for more people playing Kamiko. So have a great day wherever you are. RMF, any final words?
Yeah, it's a really, really great game. There are some funky things with it in terms of like some of the level design, the enemy design, like the random spawns you were talking about, like that can be hard to get used to when you're first speedrunning it. But other than that, it really rewards attentiveness, and that's one of the best things is it rewards you for paying attention. And the only other thing that I could hope for is if it gets like some kind of patch to help with the optimization, because like some stuff that happens really is out of your control, and that's not cool. That
Those
can be
foot
that can be
switches.
fixed. Oh, the foot switches, the hitbox isn't right for it. There's a bunch of funky stuff, but yeah, that Discord link, come join us. I think Cicada started later than most of us playing the game, and now he is number one. So for sure, you could be the next Cicada.
Good stuff. So without further ado, I'll say I'll sign off and say have a great one wherever you are. And remember, this tournament is brought to you by Pillar Sushi.
Everyone have a good night. I'm leaving.
Ciao.
See ya.